The office where we grind, paper stacking never kind. Rules to follow case by case, in this fiery crowded place. Bunk, bunk, hear the steps, monitor with no regrets. In the heat we keep it tight, bomb squad working through the night. Uniform with brimstone tie, fiery glance and quick reply. Demons working in a line, order kept till end of time. These may try to bend the rule, bomb squad always keeps its cool. Chaos tamed by iron hand, in the office we all stand. Bunk, bunk, hear the steps, monitor with no regrets. In the heat we keep it tight, bomb squad working through the night. Bunk, bunk, hear the steps, all monitor with no regrets. In the heat we keep it tight, bomb squad working through the night. Uniform with brimstone tie, fiery glance and quick reply. Demons working in a line, or kept till end of time. These may try to bend the rule, bomb squad always keeps its cool. Chaos tamed by iron hand, in the office we all stand. Bunk, bunk, hear the steps, monitor with no regrets. In the heat we keep it tight, bomb squad working through the night. Bunk, hear the steps, all monitor with no regrets. In the heat we keep it tight, bomb squad working through the night.
Ah! I saw the timer start for the live, and I got a little scared. I was like, "Oh shit, I need to be live now." Con bonk everybody, oh you beautiful lurkers, and all my beautiful regulars. How are we all doing? I hope you guys are doing well. I'm just getting this all together while there's still some time. Totally didn't space on the time, and then panic rush to get everything ready to go live, and then struggle with my model not wanting to cooperate and load up. No, I totally didn't do that. But it's time for the best of future game show here at Gamescom. The last day. It's been a fun week, and man am I happy to have been co-streamer through it all. Other than that slight little detour through the play testing thing, but you know what? That was also fun. We got to test out a few cool games. And you know me, I always love trying the newest thing before anybody else even gets the chance. But yeah, I hope you're all doing good today. We're starting a little bit later, like an hour later of my normal time, and on a Sunday when I'm usually not even live to begin with. So, it might take a little bit to get that ball of energy rolling. I'm still kind of waking up. Just had some breakfast. Ugh. And I can't wait to see what's gonna be showing off as part of the best of the best and the best of. Because from what I've seen so far, there's already some good contenders. You know, we got the Lego Batman, we got Silk Song, we got Grounded 2. All sorts of things look good. Although me, it looks like the only things I ended up wishlisting were some of the cozy games, so it's kind of where I already had Resident Evil and Silent Hill wishlisted from when they first dropped a little bit ago. But out of this event, I found some really cool cozy games that I'm definitely going to be keeping my eye on and looking forward to. Oh yeah, I totally forgot. Dying Light 2 was also showing off. They showed some gameplay of that. I heard that Reanimal got shown off a little bit, but I didn't see that. So that must have been on the one day where we didn't have anything either Gamescom or Future Game Show related. Damn, you take one day and you miss it all. I do hope the volume is fine for you guys. I hope everything looks good, everything sounds good. And I did leave Astolfo bot turned on. Don't worry. Astolfo's still here. Figured Astolfo could join us and watch the show with us. Oh yeah, I'm scrolling through and looking at some of the other stuff that was dropped. The freaking Nikkei event, the collab with Resident Evil, Jill Valentine, my girl Jill, that one super excited for. Player housing and WoW, another thing that I love. Not a fan that they decided to let the Alliance into Quel'Thalas. I don't want those dirty Alliance rats in my city. As a Blood Elf main, Blood Elf Warlock at that, I don't want the fucking gnomes in my town, and I'm glad that they say themselves verbatim. For the Alliance, anything outside of their allotted district is kill on sight. Good. I will kill them if I see them stepping even a toe out of their allotted area, and they shouldn't even have that allotted area. You want the Alliance near Silvermoon so they can have a spot close to the midnight event? Put them in a camp outside. Get them out of our walls. My man, it's been good all week with the Future Game Show stuff, with Opening Night Live, with the awesome indie showcase. The Xbox One was admittedly dragged on a little bit. A lot of talking, not a lot of game show off. But, you know, interviews with the devs are kind of important. Although, attention span of chat not as long as it should be. 3, 2, 1. It's time. 11 a.m. on the dot. We are here at the Future Game Show at Gamescom in
Hello
Cologne,
everyone,
Germany.
and welcome to FGS Best of Gamescom. My name is Jules Gill, and the rest of the FGS team is scurrying around the show floor as we speak to bring you some exclusive content that you'll see over the next hour or so. I'm talking hands-on time with games that you desperately want to play, like Silk Song and Lego Batman, as well as games that you just need to know more about. And we've got exclusive developer interviews and some secret and special content planned along the way as well. In fact, why don't we kick things off with something very special indeed.
Oh, Resident Evil, right off the bat. Love it.
One of the biggest talking points at this year's Gamescom was, of course, Resident Evil Requiem. The 15 to 20 minute demo, depending on how much time you spend noping out and standing in the safety of the opening room, begins with new protagonist Grace
today's
Ashcroft strapped
Hideo
to a
Kojima's
hospital bed
birthday
upside
too,
down
apparently.
and clearly not here
Nice.
of her own free will. Grace is a new character in the Resident Evil franchise, and unlike Leon Kennedy, Jill Valentine or Ethan Winters, approaches the situations she finds herself in with a sense of trepidation. She's cautious and, thanks to her work as an FBI agent, leans on her skills of deduction and analysis rather than weapon handling. She can even trip and fall while running in certain panicked situations, if you're playing in third person, which definitely helps give you
I
the
think the
feeling
third
that you,
person is
as a
gonna be
player,
definitely-
and Grace are
It's going to
both
take a
feeling the
little bit
same
away from
things
the
as you
horror
play
aspect
through.
of having something
And that
jump in your
feeling
face, but
is
it's definitely
terrifying.
for the extra animations.
Continuing
It's a
out of the
must.
room you wake up in and
It's
through the
absolutely
only
a must to
open
play
door,
that in third
you move
person.
into the hospital corridors in a search of a way out. It's here that the graphic fidelity really shines. This footage is captured on PlayStation 5, and the lighting and atmosphere is the best I've seen in a game in this generation. The sound design is also on point, from Grace's breathing to the dull hum of the hospital strip lights struggling to spark into life after you flick the switch.
Oh. Wait, are they going to work?
Soon I'm presented with the first classic Resident Evil puzzle, a locked door that needs a key. Finding this key and opening the door will get you a lighter, which Grace can use to navigate through the pitch black rooms of the hospital ward. And this game is dark, intentionally
much
so.
fuel does that
There
lighter
are periods
have? Are you
where
gonna need to
without the
refuel that,
lighter
or is that
you
just an
can't see
infinite lighter?
anything, which plays into what I think is one of the key mechanics in the game: light versus dark.
Okay, joke's
both
on you.
metaphorically
If it gets too
and
dark, I'm
in the
turning the
very
brightness
real
up on my
sense.
screen.
Creeping around another room to find the next item, a screwdriver, I get a first look at the game's monster.
Or, you know, we're lighting furniture on fire.
Much like Resi 3's Nemesis, this creature is big, slow, and ever-present,
Oh,
in this
Jesus
section of the game at least.
Christ.
But unlike Nemesis, it has a serious weakness: light.
It does not like the light,
Disappearing into
okay.
the ceiling, you're left
Hello,
alone to complete the
Latvian
puzzle,
skunk.
but with the feeling that the monster could return at any time. You can even hear it from time to time
No, not
stomping
moose.
around the floor above.
Moose.
But it's the sections where it all goes quiet that the tension really ramps up, because you know it's just waiting for
What
the
about the
right
plural
moment
for
to
skunk
burst
be?
through a door or drop down through a hole. The demo ends with Grace escaping into
yeah.
another part of the hospital, with the monster in hot pursuit. It's not going to be the last time we see these two running around dark
How you
corridors
doing,
together,
skunk?
that's for sure. And it wasn't mine either. I instantly went back to play it all again in third person. An option you can choose at any point in the game by accessing the menu and changing the camera setting. I guess it just means I'll be playing the game through twice when it launches on
the
PlayStation
plural
5,
for Latvians
Xbox Series X and S,
or
and
sun-deprived
PC
people.
on February the 27th, 2026.
You doing good, actually?
That was
good.
Resident Evil 9
glad
Requiem.
to
Up
hear.
next, Nathan is going to summarise everything that you potentially
happy that you're
missed in
doing that.
opening night live in just 2 minutes.
Gamescom 2025's opening night live,
We're almost at the
hosted
start
by
of the
Sir
new
Jeff
week,
of
so
Keighley, kicked
it's-
off with
it's
a
nice
world
that you're doing
premiere
good
of Call
going
of
into
Duty
the new
Black
week,
Ops
you
7,
know?
unveiling a campaign, co-op story mode,
Get to
and a
start
fresh
off on a
PvE
fresh foot.
endgame mode. It's slated for release on November 14th. Capcom followed with a chilling new look at Resident Evil 9 Requiem.
Oh,
where
I've
a
seen a
phone
lot of
call
people
leads
already
to a power
suspecting that
cut,
the
which
big
leads to a
monster,
robed man
because it has blonde hair,
recreating his
might be her
favourite moment
mom.
from Manhunt.
That got sort of like
We're gonna get
yoinked and
demonetised.
turned
Like
into the
that.
giant monster.
Thank you. Not long to wait until this entry launches,
That's-
though. It comes
that's
out on
a
the
theory.
27th of February next year.
That's a real
Onimusha,
good
Way of the
theory,
Sword,
because
gave us another
also
look at the revived samurai-style strategic combat, and Hollow Knight Silk Song was
the
once
game
again
she comes
delayed.
from.
I'm kidding.
It's like a multiplayer offshoot
2025
where
release date was confirmed, and we were
they were
treated to
all
some
already
new
infected,
footage,
and if
so
they just took
it's
enough
all
damage,
good.
they would turn into
Other
zombies, and they
standouts
could walk
included
around
Silent
and
Hill
attack
F,
the other
Ninja
players.
Gaiden 4, The Outer Worlds 2, Ghost of Yotai confirming a return of its co-op Legends multiplayer mode, and the reveal of a brand new game from the creator of Monkey Island, Death by Scrolling. Fallout Season 2 also teased its return, this time featuring New
Forgot to do
Vegas
this.
and a Deathclaw. Finally!
Oh, I was excited to see the Deathclaw whenever they showed that off.
But of course, Jeff always has one more thing up his sleeve, and this time it was a cinematic surprise in the form of a new Black Myth game to follow up 2024's Black Myth Wukong. Arguably the biggest surprise of the night though was LEGO Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight, an evolution of the series similar to the recent Skywalker saga that features an open world Gotham, an Arkham style combat overhaul, and a story that's set to incorporate key moments of Batman's cinematic history. Coming in 2026, it looks set to scratch that Arkham itch that your doctor says isn't a real medical condition. Yeah, I'll be the judge of that. But I tell you what, why don't we just cut to the chase and give you a hands-on with this bad boy? I'll pass over now to myself live.
I've seen a lot
at the
of
scene
people
the
actually
crime.
excited to see the explosive gel in the Batman Lego game. A lot of people are loving how it's kind of like mixing all sorts of
LEGO
different Batman
Legacy
stuff
of the Dark
together.
Knight mixes the usual LEGO chaos with mechanics clearly inspired by the Arkham games, but the aspect of the game that really
That's what I
shines
said.
like a bat signal in the sky is the deep love for Batman's history. So I could tell you what I thought of this game, right? But who cares? I liked it, it's really good, you should play it. How about instead I take you on a tour of some of the best Batman references I spotted?
Oh, you get
You
to
wanna get
see.
nuts?
Let's get nuts.
You get to see the Joker's origin. Okay, cool.
The first thing I got to play was a section set
Because,
in the
yeah,
open world of Gotham
spoiler,
City.
if
and
you
what a
didn't know,
beauty it was.
the Joker
Billboards
used
for
to be
action
just
news
a
were plastered
simple
across buildings,
robber who
identical
wore
to
the red
ones
hood
in Batman 89.
until,
you can even see
yeah, they
Vicky
just showed
Vale
it
and
off.
Alexander
Something
Knox are set to
happened
host
where Batman
GBC
was chasing
News,
him and he fell
so
into the
we might
vat.
see some more of them in the game too. On one rooftop, I stumbled across a collectible
And that's how he became
rubber
the
duck,
Joker.
which I'm pretty sure is a nod to the Penguin and his Duckmobile thing from Batman Returns.
What the
Speaking of Oswald Cobblepot, I also spotted a campaign
There was a
poster that
movie
looked
with Danny
awfully
DeVito
similar
as
to
the
his Mayor
Penguin.
Penguin posters. Then during
And
a
he
street fight,
had
I
a
noticed posters
duck
warning of a
card?
cat
That's
burglar
cool.
hyping up Harvey Dent, promoting a quiz night hosted by everyone's least favourite trophy enthusiast, and even one poster advertising the services of a rat catcher. Yeah, you remember that guy? Then, as the camera whipped round, I caught a quick glance at some graffiti referencing the
Court of
Court of
Owls.
Owls, the shadowy organisation who rule Gotham from the shadows and send the undead Talons to do their bidding. The next part of the demo, though, saw Batman
Adam
and
West
Gordon infiltrating
Batman
Ace
noise.
Chemicals to shut down the Red Hood gang, who were cooking up a new toxin to terrorise Gotham with. While the Red Hood has been a staple of Batman lore for a long time now, the Red Hood gang as a concept, and their leader being Red Hood 1, comes directly from Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo's Zero Year, where the duo
Red Hood's
reimagined
also
Batman's
been, like,
origin
recently
for the new 52 era. When Red Hood showed off his toxin,
in
it
the
was in
lore
a
because
bottle
they made
labelled
Jason Todd
Smilex,
Red
the
Hood.
laugh-inducing chemical favoured by Jack Nicholson's Joker.
With a new secret ingredient. Smiley.
What is this?
Then the demo's explosive finale leaned heavily into Batman 89, recreating several iconic lines and visuals in glorious Lego form.
You ever dance with the devil in the pale moonlight?
But my absolute favourite deep cut,
That's a
well,
good
had to be this
fucking
one.
line.
I accidentally knocked a Red Hood goon into a chemical vat, and he yelled,
Oh no! It's boiling acid!
exactly
Jeez.
like the panicked bank guard at the beginning of Batman Forever.
Oh no! It's boiling acid! Oh no! It's boiling acid!
You left the stud
So there
behind.
you
You
have
left
it,
the
a
golden
deep
one
dive
behind.
into
Go
the
back and
Easter
get
eggs
that.
of LEGO Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight. Trust me, this game is shaping up to be more fun than a Bat credit card with no spending limit.
A
And you can
what?
enjoy it when it releases in 2026.
A bat
That
credit
was LEGO
card.
Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight. Up next, we are speaking to the one, the
What
only,
fucking
the
goofy era of
legendary
Batman
Randy
had that?
Pitchford about Borderlands 4.
Borderlands 4.
I'm Randy Pitchford.
Yeah.
I'm the founder of the
Yeah,
Gearbox
sure.
Entertainment
People
Company,
are
and I'm working on
definitely gonna
Borderlands
buy
4.
that.
Borderlands, if you haven't heard about it, is fun. It's just, we sometimes don't care about the rules. We just care about joy,
I'm sorry, they killed a
entertainment,
lot of
surprise, delight,
goodwill
and just
whenever
fun.
they
And it's a
did the
shooter
whole-
looter. And it's not
If
just
you're a real
a
fan,
shooter
you'll
looter.
buy the
We
game
created the
thing.
genre. And if you don't know
Like,
what that is, it's
that
sort of a
killed
blend
a lot
between a
of goodwill
first-person
between
shooter and a
fans, I'm
role-playing
sorry.
game, where it's fun in the moment-to-moment, aiming and dodging and shooting and knocking targets down, but it's also fun in the long
Borderlands as
term,
a series has
collecting
been
loot,
fun.
leveling up,
I
becoming
played
more
through 1
powerful,
and then
developing
2
skills and capabilities,
with
and getting to
Phelps.
become a god in this world that we're in.
We still need to finish that DLC. That's on the list of things I gotta finish up.
So Borderlands is the king of the looter shooters, but Borderlands 4 is really special. Not only have we gotten really, really good at making Borderlands games because we've been doing it for so long, making this, in my opinion, the
I don't
greatest
know.
Borderlands game we've ever made.
People
it's
say
also
3 kind of went
fresh.
downhill.
It does not depend upon any prior Borderlands experience. You see Borderlands
I
4 and
worry,
you think,
because
oh,
3 is
do I have
next
to
on
catch
the
up
list
on the
for
story?
once I finish the DLCs
Absolutely
of
not.
2.
Borderlands 4 takes place in an entirely new planet with entirely new characters. If you've played a Borderlands game, you will find the connection. You will feel familiar, you'll feel comfortable, but you'll also feel the connection with the story. But if you've never played a Borderlands game before, it's the perfect jumping off point because it is a new setting, a new storyline, and new characters. I know for a fact that whenever we've made a numbered sequel for Borderlands, we get about 30% of our players are joining us for the first time. And so we knew that going into it. So we made Borderlands 4 to be the most inviting version of a new Borderlands game for new people.
It's like, it does look nice. Especially like the girl with the wings. She kind of looks cool.
With each
Giving
game, we
demon
push
vibes.
boundaries, and we can see
And you know,
those
as a
times we've
as
gone
a
too
cubist
far.
myself,
Sometimes
I can
it's in a
appreciate
game
demon
mechanic.
vibes.
Sometimes it's in a story decision or a tone decision. The fact that we're now in our 4th iteration means we've seen the extents. We've seen the boundaries. We've seen when we push the pendulum too far in one direction,
And
too far in the other
by
direction,
the way,
and we know
I
where the bullseye
think
is. And that's, I think, to the benefit of all the gamers.
The keys thing might be,
One of the coolest things about Borderlands 4
you know,
is
after all
I
of
think
the shows, like
technology,
after today,
both our
I think
software
then they're gonna start
technology
rolling
and the
out
hardware
keys and
technology
stuff. I'm gonna
has
still
finally
see if
caught
I
up
can get
to
you
our
guys
ambition.
some
In
keys
all
to
of
give
the
out to
previous
the
Borderlands
community.
games, we've been
Which I'll
constrained
probably
with
be
load
doing
times. In
giveaways
Borderlands 4,
for
the
the
entire
community
world is
in the
seamless.
Discord.
There's no load times. You can see
Or,
a massive world, and
like,
you can
running a
explore
timer
that
on here
world,
through
and you
the
don't
stream
have to
element
wait.
spot.
With that comes
I gotta
all
figure
kinds
that
of
out.
new design for environments, methods of traversal for getting around these different kinds of locations.
know a few
Not only
people
does
who have
it
done
make the
those.
game feel
So
more
I can
natural from
ask.
what it always should have been, it led us to evolve design in mobility. When you digistruct in one of your personal vehicles and you hop on
Digistruct.
that thing and you're hauling ass across the world for miles and
So no
miles and
longer
miles
you
without
don't
load
have
time,
to go
you
to
just feel
catch your
awesome.
rides anymore.
The fact that you can feel that freedom and that joy, it's just a beautiful thing, and that's kind of what drives us. That's why we love pushing boundaries. And I'm so grateful
what's his name,
that
Scooter?
technology finally has caught up to the ambition of Borderlands. Borderlands 4 is launching
Oh,
soon
I love the
on
grapple hook.
September
That's
12th.
cool.
We're coming to Xbox. We're coming to PlayStation. We're coming to Windows PC, and not long after, we're also coming to Nintendo Switch 2. It's very, very exciting. Jump in, wish list now, pre-order now, get it. There's lots of goodies for you if you pre-order, so jump in.
You guys know the rules. Never pre-order.
Thank you very much to Randy
Always
Pitchford for that
wait.
amazing interview. Next up, we're about to go
I know they
on
want you
stage
to.
and play Sonic Racing
But you
Crossworlds.
never know.
Place your bets on how badly you think
A lot
I'll
of
do.
times we've seen games come out in a very unfinished state. People are very upset about that.
So I'm just going to say
Give
it.
it a
It's
little bit.
time we
Give
stopped
it away
pretending
for the
that
whole
Sonic
thing to be
racing games
finished.
aren't top-tier contenders. All-Star Racing Transformed was an utter banger, and Crossworlds really does carry over that same vibe and confident swagger. With blistering visuals and a whip-like speed, Crossworlds is a blast to play, especially on a stage that is as grand as this. Here we are on the Sonic Racing Crossworlds booth here at Gamescom, and we are about to play it live in front of this massive stage. It's going to be absolutely epic. Who do you think's going to win? It's going to be me. I've got my big socks on. I've got my big socks on, mate. I'm going to win. I'm going to win. I'm going to win. I'm going to win. Plus, the level designs are absolutely brilliant. Stages can be altered by
still
passing
wanna
through
know
track switch portals, which can turn
whether
a
or
race
not
through an
they're actually
ancient
gonna
kingdom
fix
into a
that thing
scramble across pools of lava, or
the
dragons
guest
blast
characters
you with
not having
fire.
any
Power-ups
voice
are
lines.
equally varied and feel hilarious or hilariously spiteful to use. Shredding an opponent with a buzzsaw or using a black hole to steal their coins is the type of mustache-twirling evil that even Dr.
Because I've
Robotnik
seen
would be
that as
proud
a,
of.
as a
I
bit
want
of
to
a
thank Sega
complaint.
for this wonderful opportunity to play and win.
Like whenever you picked the SpongeBob.
I don't want to talk about
he doesn't say anything.
Plus, there were so
Whenever
many
he does
vehicles
like
to
a
customize
cheer
and
or
choose
something,
from,
you
and a
just
roster
hear
of races bigger than
bubbles.
most fighting games.
That's it.
So it means that
You
this
don't
is
hear
a content
anything.
gold
He
mine
has no voice
that's just
lines.
waiting to be explored. And yeah, I did come third. I don't want to talk about it.
Is that a Terminator?
I'm Aaron. I
What?
work at Luna Software, and I'm an artist and designer working on a game called Routine. Routine is a 1980s vision of the future.
Oh.
It's a sci-fi horror game set on our moon.
Oh,
It's
okay.
all about atmosphere.
It's the one that took
making
place
people
in Jeff
susceptible
Keighley's
to any type of fear
bathroom.
and scary
Okay,
thing
gotcha.
you want to play with. And there's a lot of analog love and appreciation in it, from CRTs
Sorry, that joke
to
when they
just the
made that
grime
last
of
time was
things,
really funny. I'm
the
bringing
weight
it
and
back.
tactile nature of hardware and stuff like that. So I grew up basically next to a VHS store. As a kid, I basically had full access to horror, all the horror I want. So I was watching Alien, 2001, all that stuff, right? And the thing that really stuck with me was the tone and the atmosphere and just being lost in those worlds. And fast forward many, many years, I just really wanted to get stuck in. The moon was very
VHS
curious
was
setting for me.
before
I was just
my
wanted to see
time,
what
but
it'd be like to
also,
explore that area.
I didn't even have
as if it was,
DVD
you know, a piece of media
Blu-ray.
from the 80s and what they thought the future would
Digital
look like.
streaming is, you know, wait for it to hop on Netflix and you just grab it there.
So the player is a software engineer. They arrive on the moon base to essentially fix a anomaly with the moon base's automated security network. When they arrive, people aren't really there to greet them. And you essentially look around, explore, and uncover kind of like the very recent events that have just happened and try to figure out what the connection is between the issue that you've come to solve and why no one's there. You have a tool, which is a multi-purpose tool. We didn't want to create lots of different tools like weapons that had one function. It was the idea of creating a piece of hardware that felt like a piece of hardware. It would help you solve puzzles. It will help
Doesn't feel
save
like a
your
weapon,
data
feels
as you
more like
progress.
just
So
a tool
you'd have to find
used for
in-world
puzzles.
projections that
Okay.
you connect your
I
cat
like
to,
that.
which is what the name of the tool is called. So
I do
it's
wish
called
more
the cat, and it
games
stands
would
for
let
Cosmonaut
you-
Assistance Tool. With that, you can connect to projectors
Instead of
in the
fighting-
world, which display your PDA. So you can see tasks, you can
Make
save
you
your
run
data,
from
and
the
so on. It can
entities
help
and
defend
such.
yourself a little bit as well. So the cat is definitely something that you have to manage, like a lot of hardware from the 80s. Things like batteries, different value depending on which function you're using. Like with the defense, will take a lot more battery, some not as much for like maybe puzzle solving. You can find batteries scattered throughout the world. As you've seen on the cat, it features a CRT. The CRT can be affected by like a magnetic field, for instance, and it will mess up the distortion and the convergence of things on the screen. So it's kind of like an environment
That's a
hazard without
tiny
hurting the
CRT.
player. The next thing I would say is the AI and how the player can kind of interact with them. So horror generally can be split in two ways. You have horror that is more focused on combat, and horror that is strictly just, there's no combat, it's more psychological. We kind of fit in the middle a little bit. Defense with the cat is kind of an option, but it won't give you a lot of power. It will help you evade, help you survive, but it's definitely not a weapon that you're gonna cause destruction with, that's for sure. Probably seen a few times in the trailer, there's a robotic threat. That is the one we're very happy showing, and it's intimidating. It's got some really interesting capabilities. In the latest trailer, we essentially hint at something that may be a little bit more intimidating as the game goes on, and I won't say too much more, but it's definitely
water
something
on the
that we're
moon.
keeping a bit closer. So Routine is going to be releasing
Maybe this
on
actually is.
Steam
Maybe actually this
and
is
all Xbox
like a
platforms
sewer.
and Game Pass later this year.
I know they were joking about this being Keely's bathroom, but that could very well be a sewer. That doesn't look like drinking water. A sewer on the moon. Wonder if
Next
there's
up,
moon
we are
rats.
off to an undisclosed location to talk about the mysterious new project from Zaum Studios. That's right, it's time to talk about Zero Parades.
Brilliant. Relentless.
This is a very exciting time at our studio. We just announced Zero Parades, our new game at Opening Night Live. Zero Parades is an espionage CRPG that takes heavy inspiration from both espionage fiction and weird sci-fi. So it's a highly paranoia-drenched experience where you get to experience metaphysical horror and miracles.
Metaphysical horror.
The protagonist of Zero Parades is a spy named Herschel. Herschel at the end of the day, is not a pleasant person to be around. She's brilliant in her own way, but also deeply flawed, deeply weird, has her strange obsessions that kind of contradict whatever it is that she needs to accomplish as a spy in theater. All of the people in her life that have placed their trust in her have been burnt painfully and traumatically, and Herschel as well.
I do like
she's a deeply
the
traumatized
skeletons and stuff.
individual. What happens?
It gives this kind of
the
like
very
a
people that you need to
like
pull
an
off your
old
mission
school
are the ones that
artistic
you
vibe.
betrayed so horrendously
Like those
in
paintings
the
are
recent
like
past that they're either
like the medieval
dead
era where they would just throw
or
random fucking
completely unwilling
skeletons
to even
just in there for no
speak with you.
reason.
What happens if those are the people you're gonna need? We define ourselves as a narrative first studio. We're not in the business of making platformers or action games
Narrative
or
first
strategy games. It just makes
is
sense for us
good.
to kind of put story first and
I would love
do what we know.
more people
So the
do story
comes
first instead of
and
action
foremost, and
first.
I cannot wait to share the story with the players. Thank you for being curious and excited about Zero Parades. Wishlist now on Steam is what the cool kids would say, I guess.
For Dead Spies.
I, for one,
Music
cannot
pop
wait for this game to
stars,
come out, and I
for
love the fact that failure will allow me
radicals.
to carry forward in life rather than stopping me dead in my tracks, as it normally does. Up next, we're about to go back in time and catch up with all the things you may have missed from the Future Games show at Gamescom.
Hot on the heels of opening night live, the Future Games show at Gamescom Showcase exploded onto the scene, hosted by none other than David Hayter and Maggie Robertson, perhaps better known to many as Solid
Solid
Snake
Snake
from
and
Metal
Lady
Gear Solid
D.
and Lady Dimitrescu from Resident Evil Village. And while they both looked absolutely stunning, so too did the show's first world premiere, Hell Let Loose Vietnam, which is launching in 2026. Den of Wolves, a sci-fi heist experience made by the creator of Payday and Payday 2, made an attempt to steal the show
I hope
shortly
Den of Wolves
after
is
with its
good because
incredible
we've been
style,
sort of
impressive amount of prep work that teams
needing
can take part
another
in,
good
and
heist
some
game.
absolutely wild gunplay. And you can check out the full new trailer on the FGS YouTube channel.
Because the latest
And also looking
Payday
to put
hasn't
their
been
money
that
where their
good,
mouth is
and
were
then,
the
like,
creators of Skate, who
Rocket
talked about the heart and
Crime
soul
Boss
of this outstanding
also
return
kind of
to the
turned out to be a
franchise.
disappointment as
We
well.
are light years ahead of where we
So hopefully
were in the
Den of
previous
Wolves
games,
ends
and
up
now
good.
you can climb, and now you can swing, and now you can combine all of these systems together, and the depth of the skating is better and bigger than it's ever been.
The world premiere of 1348 Ex Voto caused waves thanks to its intense action and superb voice acting, as did its now much anticipated release date of 2026. And speaking of anticipation, there's probably no hotter game on the horizon than Resident
I think
Evil
the goofy
Requiem.
bowl cut,
And in our
the
interview
goofy
with
bowl
the team
cut
at
for that
Capcom, we got to
13
see more of what horrors
they
lurk
just
in
said
the
it, I
dark.
forgot
for
the
this
number.
hugely exciting mainline
Works
entry
really
into
well
the
because it
Resident
is of
Evil
the time,
franchise,
but
which
also
also drops in February
a lot of people like making the
2026.
protagonist look
待ち受けています。
cool
サバイバル
and
ホラーというゲームの性質上、
stand outish,
プ
and
レ
that's
イス
just
が立
like
ち向
yeah,
かう
you're
クリー
just
チャーの正
some,
体を
you're just
ここ
whatever
でお話しすること
medieval
はできませんが、未知の脅威
squire.
から生き残るゲーム体験を楽しんでいただけると嬉しいです。
Infected.
How long has that body been there?
Hell As Us gave us more to chew on thanks to its story-focused trailer, as did People Can Fly, who dropped a new release date for their upcoming survival and crafting title Lost Rift. You too can explore the unknown on September the 25th, later this year.
That's like your going back to that.
Clowns,
I do
dreams,
wonder
and guns,
how
not just
long
the
that
name of
body
my
had
new
been
rap
there, because
album,
that
but
was the
also
original
strange themes
Raccoon
explored in
City
upcoming
Police Department that
existentialist
she was
shooter
in.
Dreams of Another. And then the oddity ramped up even further with Pizza Bandit, an intense action game in which you look to claim bounties, defeat monsters, and perfect recipes as you jump through different realities and timelines. Yes, I would like to
Say
make a
different
strange
reality
reservation,
hopping
please.
to make pizza? What the fuck? Why is it so complicated? I just want a slice.
Staying overnight, and that's the Vanderboom house shown off in Servant of the Lake, another showcase world premiere whose cutesy graphics were hiding a horror lurking within
I don't
this
think that's
mysterious
as good.
estate. Now, when BPM Bit Crushed was shown off, I did a dance of
I need
happiness
to take
my
that guy
doctor
to the
has said
doctor.
never to do again. But can you blame me? The hit shooter in which you could only shoot and reload
You guys
on
thought-
the
you guys
beat
thought this
got
was the
given a
next
new art style,
Gungeon.
added roguelike features, and keeps the cutest mascot ever. Plus, you can use your own
The
music
Enter the
now.
Gungeon
This game is
sequel.
not ready for my unhealthy love of grindcore. And also hitting the high notes was Hotel Barcelona.
I'm looking
the
forward to
newest
this. This
project
is one of
from
the
both
ones that ended up on my
Suda51 and
plate-
Swery,
on my-
aka
not
the
plate,
minds behind
my
Deadly
wish list.
Premonition and No More Heroes. As you might might expect, the footage was unhinged, off the wall, and immediately went straight onto my wish list. Plus,
Yep,
by the way, stick
same.
around because we're later chatting to the one and only Suda51.
What the f*** are you doing? Can't you see I'm working here?
Later on in the show, making his triumphant return was Styx, who, thanks to a new gameplay trailer, showed off what this foul-mouthed goblin can really do in Styx Blades of Greed. This stealth action title with a liberal dose of magic and mind controlling is coming to consoles.
I know it's
and
supposed to
PC
make him
in fall
feel like,
2025.
foul mouth and rude by him doing
Now,
that.
if you ever wished
but
your
grabbing the
aerial dogfights
camera
had more
and being like,
literal
what the hell are
dogs in
you
them,
doing, kind of
then
makes
you
it
must
feel
have
like you're
loved
just like a
seeing
camera
Wild
crew
Blue, a
following
title that
him while
pays
he does
homage to the
things.
likes of Star Fox
And I
with a
kind of
huge
like
dose of
that. I think
the
that's kind of
90s
funny
early
to think
TV
about like it's like
charm. And if you wanted your
filmed like an
to have
episode
more
of Cops,
howdy
except you're just
partner,
following
then
a
you'd have
goblin
been
just
blown away
going
by
around doing
Bounty
goblin
Star.
things.
Here you build and maintain a mech suit in the wildest of Western settings, slinging guns and ticking off names on your revenge bucket list.
There you are. All better.
With its stunning graphics and intriguing approach to hacking and puzzle solving, Pragmata caught the world's attention when it was originally announced, so we were thrilled to chat with the team from Capcom on its development, its characters, and even a few teasers of future content.
One of the standout features of Pragmata is the combat system, in which both of our protagonists
Oh, I thought she was
work
glitching.
together.
She was just
Dan
trying
can
to hack.
enemies, which opens up their armor. Hugh can then come in with his arsenal of various weapons to shoot at their
then you
now
gotta shoot
exposed weak spots.
in the blue
Now, as sad as it
spots.
was to see the show come to a conclusion, there was of course
This was
one
my
more
favorite
huge reveal,
drop
and we just need to talk about
of
how
the whole-
amazing it
the
was to
whole
see the Halloween franchise hit our screens
show.
in video game form.
When it
The
happened,
tone, the
I got
music,
so
the fact that John
excited.
Carpenter was directly involved in its making was amazing
yeah, that's a
to
good
see.
thing.
And
The
the
original
fact that this is
director-
both a single and multiplayer experience, well, that's left us screaming for more. Now, if you want to see every game featured on the show, you can head to the FGS Steam page, and when you do so, you can send that
And you
add
guys
to
can
wish
find
list
that here.
button into oblivion as you add all these fantastic titles to your lineup.
Right
Now
there.
back to Nathan on the Gamescom show floor, who's what are you up to there, dude?
I'm about to head in there to get a hands-on demo with LEGO Voyagers and have a chat with the team
Lego
behind it. So tell
Minecraft.
you what, why don't you come with me?
We saw this showing off a little bit also during
Hi, my name is Carsten
the
Lund.
Xbox showcase as
I'm
well.
working on LEGO Voyagers at Lightbrick Studios. I was the creative
And it
director
looks
on the
cute.
project. We're here at Gamescom.
Silent story
hanging out and
narrative where you
showing it
just
to
sort
the-
of
to
read the
audience.
environment. Love to see it. Multiplayer game, puzzle.
So if you haven't heard about LEGO Voyagers, it's a co-op game. It's a puzzle platformer.
Mm-hmm.
And it's about being a LEGO brick, which means that you get to play as a brick, tumble around in the environment, connect to studs wherever they're available, picking up other bricks and building with the bricks. So it's a very unique take on how you play with LEGO actually in a digital sense. So getting this close to launch is super exciting. We're so glad to have the audience actually try and play this game, and watching them
Definitely
having
one
fun,
I'm gonna
laughing
wanna
and stuff is just
take a
it's just
look
a great
at,
feeling. We can't wait
because
to
you
show
guys
it
know
to
I love
everyone
playing
and get it out there in the wild.
multiplayer
What we are
stuff.
showing at this Gamescom fun for players is the introduction to the game and the sort of tutorials and stuff, and I can't wait to get them to actually play further in where we start twisting the gameplay a little bit and give more interesting puzzles and stuff, and the narrative as well, right? There's gonna be a story about these two friends. They're just bricks hanging out, you know, and having fun and
They're
being
just
friends,
bricks.
and they really want to become astronauts, which a lot of bricks
Oh.
actually dream about being astronauts. Yeah, so if you love playing co-op games,
That was the
with a
crash
friend
spaceship
or with
that
a
we saw
parent
take
or with
off.
a child, this game is totally for you. And if you love playing with bricks, just like you remember it as a kid, on the floor, placing them, this game is definitely also a thing to try.
I never had
So
Legos.
LEGO Voyagers coming out September 15th on all consoles and PC.
But I do think that
And if
the-
you have
you
a
know,
friend
Legos
and you
are
already
cute.
bought the game, the friend can download the Friend's
There's the
Pass.
spaceship.
So you get to play with only one copy. So go and wish this now. I can't wait for you guys
Like,
to
it's
play.
such a simple concept, just interconnected bricks. I think it's cute.
Thank you very much to the developers over at LEGO Voyagers for that lovely chat.
There's that really
Up
cool
next,
church in the
Amy has
background.
played Hollow Knight Silk Song, and she is absolutely positively desperate to tell you everything about it.
All right, we're gonna get some Silk Song. More Silk Song, please.
I'm acutely aware that a lot of people would sell their
Coming out
nan to
soon.
play Hollow Knight Silk Song, and
It'll be
so
out
I've memorised every microscopic inch of what I played at the Xbox booth to spill the tea. Or rather, the juicy bug guts on what you can expect.
Speaking of tea, that's what I'm
First of
drinking
all, we
today.
don't have exact B-roll for the demo I played, so everything you're seeing here is a combination of existing footage designed to illustrate my experience as accurately as we can. The demo was divided into two sections. The first was the Moss Grotto, a presumably early game location filled with lush vegetation and creeping vines that felt similar in vibe to Green Path in the original game. The enemies I found here were mostly crawling grubs and flying insects that aggressively descended on me like ballsy wasps at a picnic. The first boss I discovered, the Moss Mother, was a slightly larger version of these airborne pests and didn't give me too much trouble at all. At this early juncture, the platforming trials are also welcomingly simple, but one thing I did notice when leaping about is how much more agile Hornet feels in comparison to the Knight. She can grab onto ledges too, which feels like an inverted trustful because your brain wants to be like, I can't make that jump. You can, bro, she's got this. Her bind ability uses her threads to heal, and it charges with hits similarly to the first game. In terms of combat, she's equally as nimble, and you can get those needle attacks in there with absolute precision. Sticking them with the pointy end has never felt so graceful, like it's all one big sharp ballet. And if you played the original, you'll remember that Hornet is a pretty tough boss fight, so it does feel oddly empowering to be stepping into the tiny wee boots of something that previously handed your ass to you. My confidence didn't fare as well in the second area though, the Deep Docks.
She's one of the bosses,
this is a kind of steampunky, giant mechanical furnace that you descend into, smashing switches, finding keys to release the mechanisms and gates, and getting totally lost in true Metroidvania fashion. Where is the flippin' cartographer? I met the Forge Daughter, whose name implies she might be able to do some weapon upgrades later in the game. The enemies here were better armoured and required a little more thought to dispatch. And at one point, I got locked in a frightening liminal space with a barrage of them appearing in waves. And then I encountered Lace.
This is going to be really hard, Tom. I can feel it.
Suddenly, Hornet didn't feel quite as OP, and you're suddenly reminded that the game is in charge here, not you. Lace was lightning fast,
What kind
with
of
one
bug is
particular
Lace?
combo that felt like a 2D version of Melania's dreaded waterfowl dance from Elden Ring. I had a couple of goes and felt like I'd bench pressed enough muscle memory to definitely have her on my third go, but you know, there were a lot of people queuing and I didn't want to be that guy.
Maybe a spider.
You know, you can't hog the most wishlisted game on Steam right now, can you? That's a proper jerk move. I'm just being considerate, yeah. Anyway, Team Cherry's engrossing Metroidvania experience has got its little insectoid pincers in me once again, and I can't wait to dive
Is that
back
a
in.
love bug?
That was
that a
Silk Song,
pun?
and obviously it looks utterly amazing, and you don't even have to wait that long to play it for yourselves, because it's out in just 2 weeks.
Yep.
Up next, we're going over to Active
Soon.
Matter to get the lowdown on this upcoming first-person shooter.
Hi everyone, my name is Sebastian Thomas and I'm one of the lead community managers of Active Matter. Picture this, you're a lone operative sifting through the ruins of a world that was shattered by a quantum catastrophe. Mind-bending anomalies will twist gravity and
Oh
space
God, that scared
topology
me.
right before your very eyes. Dozens of
A dude
players
running around the
equipped with
corner.
authentic
I'm not
modern
even playing,
weapons
that made me
and
jump.
military gear will clash over the sources of the substance that is known as active matter. The creatures you'll face have also been utterly consumed by the same substance. They can now dash, they can explode, they can fly,
So
they
if
can
everything
crawl,
else has been
they can do all sorts
consumed
of
by
things.
it,
Even
how long do
wait
you
for
have
your
before
lapse
you
in
get
judgment
consumed by
by
it?
standing still. Even your fellow operatives, though, aren't safe, because overexposure to that same substance can turn them into the very monsters that you're hunting. Active matter is set in a
Yeah,
world that
apparently
bends
your
the laws
friends
of
aren't safe
physics,
either.
but maintains
So how
the
long
laws
until
of
you?
ballistics. You'll
If you're
wield
consistently
real-world
battling them, that
weapons,
seems like
tactics, and gear,
overexposure.
but apply them in places where gravity flips sideways, where
Oh.
bushes don't always stay still, and where enemies from other timelines
Look, if a bush
will
moves, I'm
lurk
shooting it.
inside
I don't
the
care
abandoned
who's in there.
secret laboratories you'll find in your raids. My favorite part about active matter would have to be the ability to hard flank the enemy. And I'm not just talking about ordinary, typical, or standard flanking as you might expect. No. I'm talking about using strategies you simply don't see in other games. A new
Hard
definition
flank.
of flanking is created by active matter. No, the enemies are not just around the corner or popping out from behind you as standard flanking might imply. They're clutching on the side of the wall like a spider, or upside down on the ceiling, or tilted at some crazy 45-degree angle to get the perfect, but normally impossible, sightline on you. Experiments with the gravity anomalies, portals, and so much more you'll find to get to these hard-to-reach areas like the underside of a damn floating cargo ship. You can make it so you have a shot anywhere they try to hide, and they would never see it coming. It's
Is that how you're getting the
multi-dimensional
loot?
combat
It's just the
at
red
its
orbs in the
finest.
ground?
Active matter is set in a shattered multiverse, where different timelines and parallel worlds are actually a core part of the gameplay and the story here. You'll see exactly what I mean when you try out the game for yourself.
I saw somebody say it
Go
kind
it
of felt
alone
like
or squad up.
Stalker.
Play PvP, PvE, or even PvPvE game modes.
And I've never
Active
played
Matter is a
Stalker, but I want to play
hardcore
Stalker.
military shooter designed to challenge you and also leave you craving a lot more, as it has done with me. Active Matter is already available for pre-order on PC for the closed version, which will be released on September 9th. This closed version is only available via the Gaijin store, but the Steam and console versions of the game will arrive in 2026. You can add the game to your Steam wishlist and wait, or purchase one of the editions and play earlier via the Gaijin store.
Look, I can't lie to you, being at Gamescom is maybe the highlight of my life. Even better than that time I won the Nobel Peace Prize. But I want you to feel like you've been to Gamescom, but without all the bad stuff, you know, without the feeling of shame and paying $6 for a Diet Coke. I just want you to experience the best of the best. So that's what this is. I, Nathan Byrne, your humble presenter, have gone round all of Gamescom slapping stickers on the stuff that is the best. This is the best of the best of Gamescom.
That's
Best of
for
the
you.
best.
For one of the best things. Okay, cool. Thank you. Thank you very much.
The
You are
Napoleon.
welcome. No worries.
Always the damn French.
Right here, Josh. Get in on the head. And I'd love to give the Baby Yoda one.
Praise be to the Omnissiah.
Can't put it on the armor.
That sounds like heresy. I thought you were supposed to praise the Emperor.
Thanks so much.
How many people do you think kept the stickers, and how many do you think threw them away the second year?
Oh, I think everyone
Unless the Emperor
immediately
is
threw
the
them away.
Omnissiah. Okay. But also, that's also heresy, because doesn't the Emperor not want to be praised as a god?
Best of. Well done, Batman.
Okay, you see. According to Admech, he is the Omnissiah.
The most realistically rendered
I
nose
still
I've ever
really
seen,
like
so I
that
give that a big
theory
shot.
of the orcs think he's a god, and so orc magic is
What
what's
a
keeping
game.
him alive, because
What
they
a
think
game.
gods
Can't be
don't
mad
die, and
yourself
so he
three.
doesn't die.
It's the best.
Do you hear me, Snake?
Man, I cannot wait for Delta. People are getting
You come to
the...
Gamescom, you want to see a piece of machinery
I
that
think
can
there's
plug
like
a
a
field in
deluxe edition,
0
so
to
that way they
60
can get it
seconds.
early.
This bad boy's doing it.
Nah, just wait and play when it comes out. No need to play it early. You don't need to play it a day early.
I'm gonna give all of these to Batman. No, I've given all of them to
So you
Batman,
can
Josh.
either
Look, did
agree
you watch
with
the
calling
Jeff
you
show?
God, or
Batman was
there are no
amazing.
weapons.
Easily the best thing in the show.
You can't stop. I'm gonna give it. I'm gonna give all of them to the big Batman because Batman, Batman. For some reason,
So
SpongeBob's nose
they
doesn't
call him a
have the
god, and he
award
says
on it
don't. They
anymore, so
go,
we're going
okay,
back
well if we
in
can't
his
call
nose.
you a god, then we're not gonna
Best
do your
nose,
stuff for
best
you.
nose
And he
in
goes, okay,
Gamescom.
fine, you can call me
Well
a
done,
god.
SpongeBob.
That's essentially what it is. I see. Face hugger! Ah!
Best of Gamescom.
Get it off! Get it off!
Best face hugger
No!
of Gamescom. Well done. Okay, so to give you a bit of context here, myself and Josh from the FGS team queued
Either
for
he
roughly
accepted
10
the small
minutes to get
downside, or
into
he
this
ain't conquering
Stranger
shit.
Things haunted house experience.
But why not
So we get in and it's spooky and there's a big demogorgon.
display
and
a
then...
power and then replace them with somebody who's actually going to listen instead of telling him that he's not getting what he wants?
So funny.
He's an emperor.
Best carriage of Gamescom.
Why should he have to concede?
Yeah, this on there. Best of. So everyone knows. Everyone knows. Best of Gamescom. Servant of the Light. Look at this. Thank you so much. This is actually how I'm getting home. They're sending me back to Scotland in this, so. Do we press go? How do we move this? I've got to get back to Scotland like ASAP. I've got a dentist
There's an action
appointment,
at
so
fault.
if we could get moving, that would be great. There you have
They
it, the
did not
best of the best of
God.
Gamescom. So
And
hopefully
they
you
went
feel like you've
traitor
been now,
during the
and you
heresy.
didn't even have to wait 20 minutes to use a toilet. Lucky you. Next up, we've got something very
Right
special.
behind my
an
head, there's
interview with the team
graffiti on
behind
the
Final
wall right
Fantasy
here that just
Tactics,
says
the
meth.
Ivalice
What the
Chronicles.
fuck? Why does that say meth? Why does it say meth on the wall?
Did my eyes deceive me? My name is Mai Hiro, and I am the director on the Evilist Chronicles. And then this
My name
is
is Mai Hiro,
Yokoyama-san.
and
She
this is My
is the
Academia.
co-director of the title. So in the original version, there was a poaching element. So when I played the original version and I experimented with poaching, I
So
felt
they
it
went
was kind of
traitor
a bit
during
of a
the
hard to
heresy,
understand mechanic.
saying he's not
And so,
actually God. He was
after
probably
playing
just sitting
through
there
it
like,
and feeling this
"God,
way, I talked to
finally
my hero
somebody
here
fucking
about
gets it."
that, and I mentioned that to him, and he said, "Well, why don't
Only
you
admin
just
can make
adjust the feature so
anything
it's easier
because
for you
Nella
to
Fan had
understand?"
shit was
So
lost or
I went
kept
ahead
by
and I
them.
put a lot of work into fine-tuning this and making it something that is probably more
Do
easy
people
to
not have
understand
reading
overall.
comprehension? Can they not read the
What
arc-
do you think
the archives?
makes you so special? Birth, blood. We fight to end the aristocracy, not to become it.
So we've done quite a bit of fine-tuning to the different stats of the characters. And of course, from the original version, we had Final Fantasy VII's Cloud appear as a guest
Okay, so
character,
we'll
and
leave
he
it
will
on
be
that.
making his return as well.
Cloud.
And some people might remember that Cloud was a little hard to use and utilize within your party, but we have made some different tweaks that do improve upon that.
Cloud doing
And in
here?
order to
He's over
use
here
his
just doing
special
side
limit
quests.
abilities, you needed a specific sword. But luckily for the Evilist Chronicles, when Cloud joins your party, he already has the sword. So I hope that everyone will play and go and discover what is where the original sword
Are they
was.
just saying sword and forgetting the D? Because it sounds like they're saying sword. He needs a specific sword.
There is a dangerous individual aboard. I have to stop him first.
Star Trek Infection is not just a VR game, but it's also something we haven't really seen before. A survival horror set in a Star Trek
game.
universe. You play as a Vulcan Starfleet officer sent on a mission aboard the USS Lumen, but something has gone horribly
those
wrong.
mushrooms?
There's no crew in sight, and an
Forrest,
unknown
what the hell did you
entity
do
has
here?
infested the ship. Now it's inside your body, physically mutating you
This
and
looks like
unlocking
shit.
dangerous new abilities at the
It's-
cost of your sanity.
It's a VR game. What do you expect? A lot of them do.
There's a traitor on board. Maybe there's still a chance to
Get
save the
better
ship.
looking VR indie games.
To be fair though, I mean, if I could shoot tendrils out of my hands and zip about like an intergalactic Spider-Man,
I said it
I'd
last time they showed off a
happily
VR game.
trade
I think
my
the only
sanity.
VR
It was-
game worth playing
It wasn't really doing anything
is
for me
VR
anyway.
chat.
There's a whole load of stuff here that
That's
Star
it.
Trek fans are going to love. You can Vulcan nerve pinch your enemies like an evil masseuse and set your phasers to stun or kill, whichever takes your fancy. Star Trek Infection is coming to
Into the
Quest 3
radius,
later
let's
this
see.
year with a Steam
And it's
version to
indie.
follow
I
soon
haven't
after.
heard of that
So
one.
if you've always dreamed of combining horror, VR and Star Trek, then you can make it so. Did that reference make sense?
The Quest game.
I hope that made sense.
Up next, we're going to speak to
Like-
the developers
like the
over
Quest
at Reanimal
headset?
about their
Like
visceral-looking
Quest 3?
title.
Reanimal. Here we go.
I'm Dave Mervick, I'm the narrative director
Looking
at
forward to
Source
this one
Studio.
as well.
We're here at Gamescom showing off our demo for Reanimal. Reanimal is about a group of 5 orphans
The
and you
Nightmares.
play
Made
as
by
2
the
of them,
same
these
people,
siblings, whose
but
job
the-
it is
the
really to
an-
get around by
the game's
boats
called
and on
Reanimal.
land
It is
from
made by the same
different
people, though.
areas of what was once a nice place, tracking down your old friends, rescuing them, and obviously avoiding the unpleasantries along the way.
Are those fucking people slithering like snakes? Oh.
At the
Oh,
core
God.
of this whole world and during their backstory is a violence, and violence really
haven't played
is
any of these.
seeping
I
through the
have
pores of this game and the music
Little
and the way
Nightmares
that we
1 and
illustrate
2,
the
but
world
I haven't played
and
them
the
at
things
all.
the kids face. And bit by bit, as you rescue each of your friends, you
They're
build up a
just
picture
skins.
of what it is
They're
that's gone on
boneless
between these
skins
kids
of
and why they
people
need
just
to get back
lying
together.
around that just slither at you like snakes. What the hell? That's disturbing. I love it.
These
We
children
need
are
more
actually
horror
older than
monsters like that.
the characters that in our previous games, in Little Nightmares, for example. But there's a balance
That's
that we
actually
like.
unsettling.
Because we
I
like
love
to create
that.
these quite unpleasant worlds, and Reanimal is a much darker tale. But when you drop kids into the center of this, into a world that doesn't like them very much, there's a nice kind of juxtaposition there. When you've got these kids facing darker themes, then maybe that pushes it a bit too hard. But now we've got multiplayer, then that brings the needle back to that sweet spot that we like to strike without being too charming this time around.
So who's the boss for the skin area? Is it Buffalo Bill?
What we've got in the Gamescom demo is from a very early part of the game. It's not from the very beginning, but you've just landed your boat on the shore of this first main location outside a big industrial mill, and your job really is to go towards the danger and try and find your friend.
I know, that
and then
looks
make
good.
it out past the first main monster of this area that you encounter called Sniffer.
3 players or up to 4? Probably up to 4. But they keep showing either spots with 2 players
The Animal
or 3.
for us is the next evolution of our studio. We want people to recognise,
just slither like
what the kind of
gross
games that
little
we like to
snake.
make. We're trying new things, that we're bringing them at a darker world, that they get to play together at last. The camera as well, we've done so much work on the camera so that players feel
Dubious
scared
little
together.
serpent.
It's been one of our guiding lights since the very beginning of the project. The Gamescom demo and the full game of Reanimal is fully playable in single player, couch co-op and online co-op. Reanimal's coming Q1 2026 to PC,
That a naked mole rat?
PlayStation 5, Xbox and Switch 2, so wish list now.
Oh no, that looked like a lamb. Q1 2026, so next year.
Oh yes. Oh yes, my friends. Yes, yes, yes.
You want to play
It's
Reanimal
time.
together?
Now,
I'll play it
I've
with
been
you.
banging on for years about how much I love the escalators here at Gamescom. No, you have weird hobbies.
Yeah, hell
in fact,
yeah,
I
okay.
love them so much that I have wrangled together a ton of developers to take part in an interview with a twist. And that twist is that you only have the time it takes to ride one of these escalators here at Gamescom 2025 to tell me everything about your game. This is Escalator Pitch. I'm here with Luigi, who's going to tell you everything you need to know about By Sweet Carol. Let's go.
So By Sweet Carol is a 2D animated game
I wish I could
completely made by
scream in
hand,
terror.
and the game is about Lana Benton looking
My
for her
vocal
best friend
cords just don't
Carol
do that
and
anymore.
discovering what happened to her. But in the meantime, Mr.
This
King,
looks interesting, 'cause
the
it like-
villain of the
it's like
story, is
early
gonna
old
chase
school
her and
Disney
hunt her
style.
down. So it's up to the player to
But also like kind of
discover
like
what
side
happened.
scrolly
And when is it out?
puzzle.
Soon. Oh, that's been Escalator
Kind of like Clock Tower, if you've ever heard of that series.
Here with Sarah is going to tell you everything you need
It's
to
like
know about
Clock
Star
Tower,
Trek
but make
Voyager
it like
Across the
Disney
Unknown.
inspired
Let's
with
go.
the themes.
So, have you ever wanted to kill Harry Kim?
Yes.
Now's your chance.
Another Star Trek
so,
game.
in our new
But
game, you
this
can
one's
slip
sort
into the
of
role
like
of Captain
Fallout
Janeway
Shelter.
and manage Voyager and its crew yourself. And you
Is that
can
a
make different
bunch
decisions
of giant
than she made back
cubes
then.
just
You can
chasing.
reshape the
Why are
story
there
of Voyager.
giant cubes
Yes,
in
you
space?
can.
Amazing.
Yeah, and it will be out on console and PC soon.
That's
Wish
been
list it
Escalator
now.
I'm here with Saffron, who's going to tell you everything you need to know about Cappy Castaway.
Cappy Castaway is an adorable capybara adventure game where you play as a capybara and a crow that have been washed away to a mysterious island after a flood. There are
Star
lots
Trek
of
is
mysterious
retro
animals that you
cringe.
can
I
meet,
see.
and you can make soup in our new demo. You can wish list it right now on Steam, and it's coming out in 2026.
Anytime I
hope you
see
won't mind me
Star
saying,
Trek,
that sounds
Star Trek stuff, it kind
super.
of looks goofy
But that has also
anyway.
been Escalator Pitch. Yes, yes, I said I'm here with David, who's going to tell you everything you need to know about Silica. Let's go.
Silica is a sci-fi game when we are combining two genres together: real-time strategy and first-person action shooter. You fight over the
Real-time
planet of
strategy
Montaris against
plus
aliens or against
first-person
humans if you are
shooter,
an
huh?
alien.
Ooh, amazing stuff. And when can people expect to play it?
Well, they can already play it. It's out in early access and you can check it out on Steam.
Perfect. That's been Escalator Pitch. I'm here with Tivo, who's going to tell you everything you need to know about Eversiege. Let's go.
So it is
Same with
Eversiege,
Doctor
you play
Who,
this
the shows
badass
didn't
armor
usual.
to
I
liberate
really
bastion,
liked
and for that we'll mix together
the one
the
series
genres,
of Doctor Who
the
where
level action
Peter
of MOBA,
Capaldi was
the
the
management
Doctor
of
because he's
FPS,
just a
and the
grumpy ass old
replayability
man
of
who just
Foglands.
didn't give a
Sounds
shit.
amazing. And when can
And I
people get
kind of
their hands
liked
on it?
that.
We should be in early access and
then
official.
he stopped being the Doctor, and I was like,
That's
okay,
been
I'm going to
Escalator
stop
Pitch.
watching
I'm here
again.
with Luke, who's going to tell you everything you need to know about World of Tanks Heat. Let's go, baby.
World of Tanks Heat is hero shooter meets tank action. You select your agent, customize your tank, and then take it to the fast-paced 10v10 battles in familiar game modes like Domination, Conquest, or Kill Confirmed.
What?
Wish this us now and get ready for a World of Tanks you've never seen before.
That sounds amazing, and that, my friends, has been Escalator
World of Tanks.
Pitch. I'm here with Luca, who's going to tell you everything you need to know
Yeah,
about
it's the
Blood
new
Grounds.
World
Let's
of Tanks
go.
expansion.
Bloodgrounds is a gladiator turn-based tactical game. It has city management and team management. It's based on the Heroes of Might and Magic and all the great strategy games.
Now, what the hell is this?
Yeah, it's set in a Roman Empire with fantasy
Okay,
twist,
because I was about to
and
say, it looks
please
like
play
you're in the
demo and
Colosseum.
wish list, yeah.
and it's out this year. That was Escalator Pitch.
I'm here with Mac, who's going to tell you
Blood
everything you need to know
Grounds.
about Last Flag. Let's go.
Last Flag is the first ever real capture the flag shooter where you can hide the
No,
flag
that
anywhere
was
on the map with
Halo.
your team of 5, find the enemy flag,
This
bring
is
it
the
back
first
to your home
ever
base, defend it for
shooter
1 minute
capture.
to win it.
No, that was Halo.
All
It was a
capture
game
radar
mode in
towers to
Halo.
help you
Come
by
on, be real
eliminating
now.
search areas on the map.
Amazing.
And you can play
Don't
it
claim you're the
free
first, and
next
everybody
week
knows that
on
already
Steam.
exists.
Last Flag.
That's been Escalator Pitch.
I'm here with Eric, who's going to tell you everything you need to know about Coins, Crowns, and Cabal. Let's go.
I'm Eric from Magni Games. We're making Coins, Crown, and Cabal. It's an economic, political, and trading online simulation, and you take on the role
It was
of
a
a
video.
simple
It
merchant
was a
as you
game
turn
mode
a
in
rundown
Quake
settlement
as well.
into a
Yeah, they
thriving
can't say that they're the
medieval
first.
empire.
Oh,
Come
that
on
sounds
now.
amazing. And when is the game out?
This kind of
It's
looks
out
a bit like
next
a
year,
mobile
and
game.
put it on your wish list.
Amazing stuff. That has been Escalator Pitch. I'm here with Kurt, who's going to tell you
They
everything
didn't
you
show
need to know
no
about
gameplay other
Stormforge.
than just
Go.
a
So,
pan over
Stormforge
a
is an open
city.
world survival crafting game, and you can imagine it as basically take
Okay,
some
this one
French
kinda looks
graphic novel,
interesting.
take some anime like Miyazaki, put that together with magical storms that are
It
based
looks
on
like
real-world tornadoes,
more
just
kind of
ripping stuff
cartoony
up,
version
throwing
of
it around,
Valheim.
and then mix that together and make it really, really easy to mod.
Oh, and when's Stormforge coming out?
It's coming
Doesn't
out early
it kind of look like
2026.
Valheim?
And that was Escalator
That's a
Pitch.
game I really need to play, but I can never find
This is
people who
Andre,
stick around long
and we're
enough
here to
to
tell
do
you
like
all
a
you need to
server
know
for it.
about Nine Kings, a game where you have 9 tiles,
And I don't really want to play that by
99 cards,
myself.
999 troops,
9,999 ways to break the game.
and if you buy the game right now, you can help us get
Now
to
you say that. I've been saying that.
999,000.
I had a Valheim server last year,
copies. If
and
you do
nobody
that
stood
today, we're gonna
around
be
after the
eternally
third
grateful.
day,
Please
so I
take a
shut
shot.
it down.
Guys, I told you, as good as your game is, you can't steal my microphones.
I'm very sorry.
And that was Escalator Pitch.
Oh, my kingdom for a set of motorized
You want to play it? The
mechanical
solo is boring.
stairs.
Yeah, solo looks
One
boring.
day, my sweet. Well, while I ride this beauty up to heaven itself, why don't you check out this
For now,
developer interview
Abiotic.
with the makers of Anno 117, Pax Romana.
And right now, Abiotic's kind of in flux because of
So my name is Stefan
Akushi's
Jankowski.
schedule.
I'm the executive producer on Anno 117 Pax Romana that we are demoing here at Gamescom. Anno is a franchise that has been running more than 25 years. We are the premier strategy builder game. So it's a game where basically you are developing your city, your empire, your network of connections and tradings, and to become the most impressive empire inside of the world. And with Anno
I know this
117
isn't,
Pax Romana, we are visiting for the first time ancient Rome.
I know this one isn't
Players seems to
Europa
love it so far.
Universalis,
We are super happy.
but it
It's a
being
wonderful
Rome
experience.
reminded
That's
me
the
of
moment
that.
where you connect
I
with
showed
your
the
players,
trailer for
and this, as a
the
game maker,
new
is
Europa
something that you
Universal
want to live, basically.
to John.
So in Anno 117 Pax Romana,
And he
for the
also
first
agreed,
time
yeah, that's
in
a
the
Finboy
series, you will be
series.
able to choose the province where you start. So the starting points can be very different. You can start in Latium, so a place inspired by ancient Rome. You can think about a lavender field and a very nice area, something lovely.
Told ya.
Or you can go to something
could
a
it
bit
be a
more
Finboy
hard,
series
like
if
the
I've never
Celtic
played
world
it?
called Albion.
I own
So
3.
can imagine
I've never
a
played
very
it. I think I got
mystic,
it in like a
rainy,
humble bundle.
So it's
so I
going to be a
just
very
have it.
different mood, and you will start from the get-go where you want to start your province. Also, for the first time, we're going to be releasing on console at launch. So you're going to be on PC, Xbox, and PlayStation. So it's going to be something also fresh for newcomers. So what we are bringing here at Gamescom for
Every
the first time
Heart of
is
Iron
Albion.
indie player
That's the
is
new
a
part of the
fanboy.
world inside of Anno 117
I thought
Pax Romana,
only, like,
inspired by the Celtic
extreme
world. So you
racists
can
played
imagine
Heart
this
of Iron.
misty, very rainy area where you will discover this new province, their inhabitants and their culture, everything that is unique to them.
That's at least what the
and how
internet
you will
tells
have
me.
to expand your power inside of that region. It's going to be
They're
up
both.
to you as a governor to see how to develop the Roman Empire
I
in
see.
this crazy alien world. So we are super excited to be at Gamescom and for the players to play the game for the first time, but we know not everybody can come to the Gamescom event, so we have a little surprise for them. Starting September the 2nd, on PC, you will be able to download the demo and play for the comfort of your home. It's going to be a limited time demo, so don't wait too long for that. And you will be able
Haven't
to
you ever seen
discover
the
our new
Yahtzee
world
thing?
for
No,
Anno.
I haven't actually.
Anno 117 Pax Romana is releasing on November the 13th this year, 2025, on PC, PS5, and Xbox. You can also wishlist, of course. You can pre-order. It's even
that
better for us, of course.
Coliseum
But,
flooded
don't
with
wait
water
because
and having
it's
a
gonna come
boat
very
battle?
soon,
What the
and,
fuck's
we
going
are
on in
super eager
there?
to see you in the game.
I'm sorry, what the hell is
Just
happening
look
in
at
there?
this booth, and a huge thank you to the developers of Anno 117.
That was an
Pax Romana
actual
for that
thing,
wonderful interview. Up next, I had some
How?
hands-on time with Cinder City, and here are my thoughts.
They did what the Colosseum.
So we managed to play a new game called Cinder City, which you might
That's
have
in
seen
the
under the
fucking
previous
middle of
game
the
name
city.
of
How the hell
Project
did they get the water
LLL.
in there?
It's an MMO
And how did
tactical
they get
shooter
it
where
out? What the fuck?
post-apocalyptic Soul is crawling with zombies and mechs. It's kind of like
How'd they
Call of
get the
Duty
boats in
Zombies
there?
meets The Division. You're a father on a mission
I
to
would've-
find
okay,
your
that one makes
daughter,
sense.
and
Okay,
you
that
do
makes
this
sense.
alone
Yeah.
and go full Metal Gear
How the
Dad
hell
by
did they get the
slapping on a
boats in
camo
there? They
suit,
just
turning
build it
invisible
on
and
site?
sneaking past enemies like the world's most heavily armed chameleon, or you can squad up
Roman
with up
Empire
to
was
3
advanced
other
as
players who will definitely not run straight into enemy fire while you're stealthing. So if that
I know
fails, then why
there's,
not
like,
hijack a mech?
parts
Because, well, nothing says parental
of, like,
determination like stealing a
Europe,
walking tank or
if
shooting
not
rocket
just
launchers
Italy,
from a bloody
that are
helicopter.
still using,
and
like, their
this world
aqueduct
isn't
systems to
just
deliver
pretty,
water.
it is reactive. Procedurally generated
Like, they were
content
advanced
changes based
and
on your
still,
situation,
like,
meaning no two
long-lasting.
firefights play out exactly the same. And while there are nicely designed zombies to fight, who, by the way, make the most unnerving
Boats back
sounds,
then were not that huge. You can just carry
there is
them
also
around.
whatever the
I see,
fresh
I see.
hell this thing is. I don't know its name. I don't want to know its name, but it's giving off big Rat
that
King
Papa
vibes from The
Nurgle?
Last of Us, so I'm just going to call him
That looks like Papa
Arm
Nurgle.
King. Oh, and one last thing to remember, young Padawan, while you can pilot the mechs, there's always going to be a bigger mech. Cinder City drops in 2026 for PC and
Colosseum
consoles, so get
floor
ready to
could
save
be
your
taken-
daughter, save the world,
Was it
and
not
possibly punch
attached
a
to
mech
the
right
ground?
in
What do
the
you mean the
face.
floor can be taken off? What the fuck? How?
If that wasn't enough action for you, we've got a developer interview with the minds
What do you mean
behind
there's a
Phantom
floor?
Blade Zero.
Phantom Blade Zero
Very
is
niche.
an
Yeah.
action RPG, something in between a Souls game and Roller Skater or Witcher. But it's like a playable kung fu movie.
It's like a
so
Souls game,
all the
but
movements
Witcher.
are
Man, I
motion
love
captured by
Souls-likes.
real kung fu masters. So it's
I'm
a
glad
fantasy
everything's a
world,
Souls-like
but
now.
It's not like an average Souls game. Many people will mistaken us for a
Right.
Souls game, but we have very clear
T-Man has been
narrative
really
and
salty
very
about Souls
clear
games.
navigation on the map. But it's not linear.
Like
it's
the last few days, I've like seen
semi-open,
random
the
tweets of this. Is like, oh boy, man, I love
smaller
Souls-like.
ARPG.
I'm glad everything's a
Like,
Souls-like
one is
now.
a
It's
Souls
just like,
game, the other is
the hell did
hack
the
and
Souls
slash
games do to him?
Devil May Cry
I
or
need to
Ninja
know.
Gaiden game, but with very high speed, fast-paced combat, because we all love different ways to fight and different slower or faster.
Yeah,
Just
pick
like
one
you
of the
play
Colosseum.
in Call of Duty or Battlefield, there are tons of guns you can choose from, right?
Oh,
so
shit,
you
the
can
floor
feel
does
different
come up.
range and different
What
fighting
the
style
hell?
with different guns. So that we call it like gun porn or something. Yeah, we would call our game blade porn. We have 30 main weapons and more than 20 secondary weapons. You can pick 2 primary weapons and 2 secondary weapons.
cool
so
as hell.
all these 4 combined together to build
That's
a
badass.
set. Soft Snake Sword is my current favorite. In the surface, you feel this is not a very powerful weapon because compared to those huge blades, but
They made a
actually
foldable
it's
roof,
the hardest.
so at the Colosseum
yeah,
it
if
could
you
be
use
covered
it
in-
in the
okay,
right
that one
way.
kind of makes
and
sense.
it's very elegant.
That one, that's understandable.
We guide people to explore.
I imagine
the
it was just like
map
a
by
massive,
story.
like,
Story is always the most
canopy
important.
or, like,
there
a
are
tarp
many
they could just put over the
accessible ways to navigate people around the map.
Like an
but
awning, and it just
nowadays,
spanned over
because
the whole thing.
Souls genre is very influential. It's super complicated, no directions and everything. We even have a hand-drawn map that will guide you to the next boss. Because our point is to tell a story, to build
The
an
Roman
original
Empire didn't
world.
collapse,
We don't
survived
have
the
like quest
stage,
like
we
help the
twice
old
as
nannies
advanced.
to find a cat or unclog the toilet or something like that. Because sometimes
like
we
also,
feel
would we
modern
not
games, if you
have,
pack the game with side quests,
like Mexicans
maybe
as we know
80%
them?
of the quests are not something.
'Cause, like when
this
the Empire
hero should
fell
do.
to, wasn't it the Turks or like the Ottomans or whatever?
There will be some challenge.
They tried to
modes
take
that
it back
you
and then they
you
couldn't,
can
so they
fight
just
the
left
boss
to go
you have
explore the
already
New World
defeated,
instead
but
and
you
find
can
different land
also
to get away from them.
forbid some of your weapons, ban some of your gears and ban some of your accessories. The best scenario will be with only one sword to fight the boss.
That's the Witch Empire. Well, Rome itself sort of fell to the wayside.
Phantom Blade Zero is
to
a
make
new
way
game,
for the Byzantine.
you'll never see before.
Right?
So you're welcome to follow
Yeah,
our
I know the
social
Byzantine,
medias
yeah.
like X, TikTok,
Like Rome
and
stopped
Instagram, and
being
YouTube. First day will be on Steam, Epic
the
Games,
seat of the
and
empire
PlayStation 5
when they
and 5
moved
Pro.
over there.
In a normal PlayStation 5, we are targeting 2K on 60 FPS. And for those who has a great PC and also
Which
for
still thinks it,
PlayStation 5
still think
Pro,
it was
we
kind of a
have
mistake
some
to
advanced
move your capital.
graphic
That makes no
effects.
sense.
So stay tuned to again and keep your eye on us. We will announce the releasing date this year within 2025.
Anyway. And that's how we got people landing in the New World. And eventually that's how we got Mexicans, and that's how I was made.
That was Phantom Blade Zero.
Thanks, Ottomans, for taking over the Byzantine Empire. Now I'm here, and I'm your problem.
Imagine for a second that they made a glossy, high-budget Space Invaders.
We did know of
remake, and
Lance to
instead
the
of
West long
fighting
for
back
that. Yeah,
alien
no, the
hordes with
fucking
one button that
Vikings
goes pew,
landed
pew,
over
pew,
here long
you
before
instead
Columbus did.
all of these buttons.
For sure.
This is
Cortez and all his people.
PvKK, where you manually control a massive cannon to fend off an ongoing interplanetary invasion. So it's up to you to manage energy generators, scan the skies for alien vessels, calculate fire trajectories, and then execute precise
See, now this would
firing
actually be
procedures to shoot your
really
enemies out of the
neat
sky and
if you
keep
can get
planet
like a
Earth
custom
safe and
controller
sound.
like this to
But
play this
between
game
the
this
invasions, you
way.
of course need to find
That
some
would
time
be
to
kind of
explore your
badass.
bunker
That would
for
be really
secrets, and maybe
fucking
even
cool.
have a cup of tea. It's called self-care.
This is why I
Guys,
want to go
try
to an
it
event
sometime.
like this.
Now, in the version
The
you
demos
play,
they
those will
set
all
up and the way they have it
virtual
done,
buttons and
that's
levers,
so
but because
fucking
I'm
cool.
a certified pro gamer,
I
who
wanna
owns
be there
3
for that.
copies of Gitaru Man, I got to
Happy,
play
congrats
the
on
PvKK
first.
demo on this. A real-life recreation of the missile control desk.
You did
that
get
I
it
could
late,
touch
but you
with
got it.
every single one of my disgusting digits. What a demo it was, though. There's genuinely nothing better than a big mad game
Hello, ball
with a
gun.
big mad controller made specifically for that big mad game. I was spinning steering wheels, cranking levers, flipping switches, and smashing that launch control harder than a YouTube like button. And I don't want to brag and say that I was like
Restarted.
the best at
No,
it or
I didn't
amazing
restart
or
the stream.
anything, but I did get a literal medal at the end of the demo, which, you know, I feel speaks for itself.
I'd like to thank
They
my
gave you a
parents.
medal?
I'd like to thank my man here.
I want a medal for playing a demo.
Now, there's no denying that
fuck?
the version of PvKK you play at home is going to be very different to the experience I had, but I've got no doubt that core
Yeah, that's cool as
gameplay
hell.
loop of targeting, calibrating, and then shooting your enemies out of the sky is going to be just as
I know
effective as the time
when
I
we
spent
play
with
it, we're going to be able to
Gamescom.
just like
No release date for
control
PvKK
the
yet, but it'll
character
be coming soon
POV
to
and
Steam,
just
so
click the
keep an
buttons
eye
there.
on your radar
But having like a
and be ready to
physical
shoot
set like
this one
that
out
to
of
do
the
that,
sky.
that's so
And
badass.
by shoot it out of the sky, I mean
You'll play this
buy
game. You
it.
had this on your wish list for that long
Obviously.
time. I will be there when you play it.
Your codename for this mission will be Naked Snake. I'll be referring to you as Snake from now on.
I am here with the marvelous Rosie Caddick
Snake,
from PlayStation Access. Hi, buddy.
Hi, buddy.
We've both played Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater today.
God.
What are your thoughts? Because
Snake
full
Eater was
disclosure,
the
I've never
only
played
Metal
the
Gear
original.
game
Never
I
played
played.
the OG. I know.
And I didn't
Oh, I
finish
loved
it.
it. Like literally, as soon as I went in there, seeing all of like the
I would
graphics
love to
being
play
like
this,
updated.
but I'm hearing
Oh my
people
God,
are
the
already
graphics.
looking at like
Yeah, you can
the
see the
requirements and they're
fibers
seeing
on
issues
clothing.
there.
I couldn't stop looking at when he put like his camouflage makeup on his face.
Yes.
I couldn't stop looking at the makeup on his face.
The texture of it.
Like crackled and stuff a little bit.
wild.
As you know, makeup or mud, I don't really know how it works.
Clean your room. Enjoy your food.
One thing I was really excited also to
Good
see
luck
was how they were
cleaning.
going to do the new codec calls. And of course, with the new character models, I thought it looked really great. You can like flick between perspectives of the characters. Like, you know, when they start off with their face like
This looks
forward
so
but slightly
good.
looking down, and then they can have like to the side.
I know it's
like,
Unreal
profile.
Engine
So
5, and that
literally,
gives me
every time a new
some
character
worry,
popped up, I of course
because
went
they've had some
through. I
issues
mugshot
with my model in the
want to see the
past.
first person perspective in cutscenes.
did? Yes, I did.
done.
And I
That's
feel like this is gonna like
No,
require
so that
RTX to be
original
on.
as well.
Oh, nice.
So
Cool.
I hope
already,
not.
it's kind of like a bit of an iconic thing that when you see it, you're like, oh, like always like in the corner just to see like what the first person perspective looks like.
Yeah, yeah.
So when it did pop up again, of course, I was like, oh, it's back, I've got to see what it looks like in
God.
these new updated graphics.
Listen up, Jack. Your mission is to infiltrate Selino-Yatsk in the Soviet mountains.
He's doing what's called a halo jump here, which is high altitude.
I died a fair bit going in. I was messing
low
around with all
open,
kinds of stuff. I
so
got
he
killed by
jumps
a
up
crocodile
very,
a few
very
times.
high, and
Oh,
he
like
doesn't
an
open the
alligator
chute until the
mud pit,
last
'cause you have to,
second.
like, wage your way
That way
through,
he
and I-
doesn't
Violent.
I did
become
think
as
I could stab it with a
noticeable
knife,
to
which is
any
kind of
enemy
on
who
me.
would have
Yeah,
seen
that's on
somebody
you.
Yeah,
parachuting
because
from
they
the
were on
sky.
about how you should make sure that you feed yourself, right? Otherwise your stamina's going to go down, and you've got to hunt wildlife. And I was like,
You know, there's like snakes. in
there's
the
wildlife.
grass.
There is, yeah, because he is a snake eater. Haha.
And he just eats it raw. He doesn't
snake
actually
in the
cook
grass
it.
Or crocodile in the mud.
Imagine
Wow,
the
really
meat.
slow.
Imagine the meat on it. That was what I was
Imagine.
thinking. That's going to keep me fed for days.
I really
I liked in the original
liked
that you
how the
could
camouflage bar's now at the bottom.
call
okay.
the people
Which,
on the
I wonder
why that
codex
changed.
before
Yeah,
eating.
so literally, usually it
and
used
they
to
would
be on
just
the top right,
describe the
but
thing
I just
that you
saw
got.
it pop up in like the center
oh, hey,
middle
that's
of the
this
gameplay, and I was
species
like,
of animal.
oh, but it's kind of like
They're
worked for
known
me
for this,
because
and I thought
since you're
that was
running
really cool.
around,
I like
Snake
that.
is in the middle pretty much of the screen, so
Yeah.
it's like kind of all in one nice compact space.
Yeah, subtle UI updates, a brilliantly big graphic update, but more importantly, just it feels like it's an iconic game that hasn't lost that
Hello,
iconic flavor
Ocelot.
Yes.
and that silliness.
Zesty
so,
boy.
Yeah, this is the perspective from someone who's pretty much a noob and someone who's played the OG. So what more could you ask for? Thank you so much, Rosie, for joining me today on the Future Game Show. It's lovely
God,
to
look
see
at
you
him.
as always.
We have had a lovely time.
I'm so glad. I'm so glad. Up next, we're grinding, sliding, and choo-choo,
Also,
choosing a path of violence because this
Happy
is Denture
Ball
Attack.
Gun, I have to ask, what has been your favorite thing that's been showing off so far for both the Future Game Show and for
I'm the
Gamescom?
designer for Undercoders, and we are showing Dense Attack here at Gamescom. Dense Attack in a nutshell is Tony Hawk but with Japanese trains. So you can imagine driving a train, doing these crazy tricks in a Jet Set Radio style.
That's what I said. I said this was kind of Jet Set Radio style.
It's a future version of Japan where there's been a climate disaster and everyone has to live now in these dumb cities.
I'm so glad somebody
where
else
air
thinks
is
so.
purified. So basically all the rich people got there, but the rest got left behind outside these dumb cities. All the infrastructure of the train railways have been abandoned. So some gangs have taken over them and invented this crazy
Did that
sport
guy's
called
train have
Dense
a
Attack.
fucking pompadour on it? That's so silly.
In the story, you drive through Japan, meeting all these gangs.
God, I love the
some
Gyarus.
style
I
adventure.
fucking
There
love
are some
Gyarus
friends,
so
some
goddamn much.
rivalries, a bit of both with the same
Thank you for
characters
putting
and stuff like
Gyarus
that.
in your
Your
game.
main objective at the beginning is trying to beat the fastest train in existence.
Fellowship
but
look
from
cool,
there are
Wablu,
some
Recur.
nice surprises.
He-O man, I think you mean He-Man. Sort of the scene.
So for the core gameplay, we have two layers. The first layer is just the basic driving, as
I
we
would
call it.
say
So you have to move with your train through Japan, going
a lot
as
of the
fast as
cozy
possible and
games,
get it
for
to the
sure.
end station on time.
They also showed
And on
off a
top of
little bit
that, we have
Unbeatable,
all these stylish layers. So you
which
have to
is
make tricks. Some of them are
definitely
based on
my
extreme
list.
sports games like kick flips, wall rides, greens, and all
I
that.
already
and then we have
had
some more
Silent Hill and
unique
Resident
train
Evil
tricks,
on my
such
wish
as
list.
double drifting, rail switching,
Hotel
also crazy
Barcelona
stuff you've
has
seen
been
in
a
the trailer,
standout.
like driving a
This
Ferris
is a
wheel.
standout. It's on my list. Tried to get Unbeatable Denim. Oh,
So
I
the
did.
difference, of course, in
I
terms of
already
gameplay,
did. I
there's
fucking
Tony
loved
Hawk,
it.
Jet Set Radio, and those are the games that for us define how a trick-based game has to be.
Rhythm
It's
game's
also
fine,
Hi-Fi
but the
Rush,
story mode
Persona
is too
5,
much. What do you
and
mean
outside
story's
games,
too much?
We also took inspiration from anime, of course. Manga
you're like a
Initial
crow,
D.
you just want the
and also even
shiny.
for the music, we think it's something really important, and we are super happy to be working with T. Lopez for that. So the game is basically a single-player experience. I think what we tried with Dense Attack since the
The art
beginning
style's
is to
very
keep
nice.
that
I really
surprise
like the
factor
music in
when
it.
you first
I
see
thought
a
the
train
story was
creaking and
sweet.
jumping and doing all this
How
crazy stuff.
you get to
But we really
try
wanted
and,
these surprises to keep coming, so
you know,
each
help
level
the
has
one
to feel fresh
girl
and surprising. So you start with that train
go
doing tricks,
through
and
and
then
go to the
you
places
get the
like her
Ferris wheel,
family
you get the boss
had
fights
like
that you
met
can see
and
in the
took
trailer,
pictures in when they
and
were
we just
younger.
want all these
And you get
adventures
to recreate
always,
those pictures
keep
with her.
being as fresh as possible.
you're
Dense
setting
Attack
up
is coming
the-
to PS5, Xbox
the
Series,
concert
and
to
PC
make her
next
feel
year,
better. Like, it's so
2026.
fucking
And
sweet.
If you enjoyed the trailer
I
and
really
the game,
liked it.
please wishlist it.
Up next, it is time to rock and roll all over the forces and faces of evil because now it's time for my jam.
Birdman. grub man? Is that a grub? What is that guy? Is he a bug? More birds. There's like a multi-faced person there. It's another bird. There's slimes. A giant rock thing. So you wanted a rhythm game, huh? Here you go. This is called the Majam. Oh, that's cool. The fucking spiritual fish mount.
Coming up next, we're about to take on the forces of the sludge god themselves. Awesome name, by the way, because this is a developer interview with the minds behind John Carpenter's Toxic Commando.
My name is Tim Willits. I am the Chief Creative Officer at Saber Interactive. Toxic Commando is a 4-player co-op game where you are part of a squad and you fight thousands and thousands of infected in this containment zone.
Okay, hold up.
We quickly realized that a lot of the ideas and the design was inspired by the iconic movies of Carpenter. So we
See, I was a little
reached
disappointed
out
when they
to
showed
him.
Jared
He was
Carpenter,
super
and then
awesome.
it wasn't
He's
the
given
thing, but hold
feedback
on now.
on story and plot. We
Zombie
have
horde
cool,
shooter?
kick-ass John Carpenter music. He's led us to this personality and this uniqueness and this flavor and vibe
I'm
that
here
the game
for it.
has. From the main menu to the story to the action, it has that Carpenter style to it. It was very inspirational. If you are a Carpenter fan, look for things that may represent those movies. When you see things, you're like, oh, that's from that movie, or oh, that's from that movie. Just keep your eyes open.
never
Before
heard
a
of
Toxic Commando, you gotta watch
before.
4 movies. You gotta watch Escape from New York, The Thing, the original Halloween, and Big Trouble in Little China. You'll get the horror, you'll get the action, and
Before
you'll
you
get
play
the
this thing that has its own movie, watch 4 different movies first.
Ruby. So the first time you play Toxic Commando with your gaming buddies, bring up the menu, look around for some spare parts to arm your turrets and your defenses.
Escape from New
Make
York
sure
is
you're
pretty damn
geared
good.
up before you have to fight
The
thousands
Thing
of
was good. Halloween was good. The only one I haven't seen
If
is
you
Big
love
Trouble
playing
in Little
World War
China.
Z and Space Marine 2, along with games like Left 4 Dead and Back 4 Blood, then Toxic Commando is the game for you. John Carpenter's
I was
Toxic
saying the other
Commando
day that I was
will
looking
launch
for a
early
new
26.
zombie horde
It'll be
shooter
on
game
all your
because I
favorite
really like
platforms,
those.
PC, Xbox, and PlayStation, and we have cross-play, so you can play with your friends on whatever platforms they like.
Thank you very much to the devs over at John Carpenter's Toxic Commando for that interview. Up next, we are speaking to the legendary Suda51 about his upcoming project, Romeo is a Dead Man.
You're gonna die in about 15 seconds.
Seriously?
Oh.
Seriously. Don't worry. I made this just in case. The Dead Gear Life Support System.
I'm Goichi Suda, commonly known as Suda51. I'm the CEO of Grasshopper Manufacturer.
Oh.
On Romeo is a Dead Man, been working as
Exploded
producer and director, scenario writer, and I've also been doing some debugging as well.
From now on, you're Dead Man.
Everybody loves Back to the Future, right? Well, basically what Romeo is a Dead Man is what if in Back to the Future, Marty died at the beginning? What the hell would happen? How would he turn out? What's going to happen to the story? You know, if you want to find out how that would work out, then play Romeo as a Dead Man.
Bleak environment, muddy, rainy.
What if
Are
there
we
was a
in
game where
England?
you could time travel to different eras, and there was different zombies, these different time periods, like zombies from 1960s, 1970s, 1980s, and they kind of gradually evolved and have different
If it's just
characteristics
running
and
around
abilities
a
and whatnot.
field and killing things,
And I was like, okay, well, what if I
don't
just
know.
mashed up all these ideas together with Back to the Future and Rick and Morty and time travel and zombies and yeah, it
That's
was
kind of
it was
looking like
pretty
run
difficult
through
to
a field and
take
kill
all these
things.
different elements and actually make them fit together. But
I don't
yeah, we
know.
did our best. It's basically sort of a
I wonder what the
fast-paced
story's
action game,
gonna be.
like a lot of the games that we've done. And there's a couple things that I'm really looking
That's
forward
a
to seeing how players
big and
react to.
kinda
One of them
chunky
is,
guy.
It's not parry-based combat. It's more dodge-based movement. during combat and stuff. I think we did a pretty good job with that. Also,
No
there's,
parries, but
I guess
you gotta go ahead
the
and
most
dodge.
understandable way to put it
That
would be
boss's
basically
name
zombie
is
cultivation.
Every Day Feels Like a
There's not
Monday.
only enemy zombies in the game, they're called rotters, but there's also another type of zombies that are known as bastards, which you grow yourself and like in a garden, and they become your
This new
your
zombie,
pals.
we call it
And
a
you can
bastard.
Sort of equip them
That's-
and use them as skills,
that's
but
so
activate
real.
them during
That's
battle.
funny.
I think that part in particular, it's something that you're probably not going to find in any other game, and it's pretty interesting and fun to play with. All the different combinations and mechanics. That's something that
That's
I'm
a
really looking
headless
forward to
zombie.
playing,
It's
check it
just
out and see what
mindlessly
That was Grandpa's
flailing around
voice.
then.
Are you like a spirit?
I'm on your back.
What?
So, here at Gamescom, we've been meeting with a lot of people from the media, having them play the demo, doing interviews and stuff like this. So far, the response from people who have played the game has been really good. People saying stuff like, this is the best game at Gamescom right now. This is the #1 title here. May even exist somewhere, as far as I know. But I think it's doing pretty good. Once you start reading the articles and
People are saying
watching
that
the
this is
videos
one of the
that are
best
going
ones
to
they
be coming out of
played
this trip here to
at
Gamescom, you'll get a pretty good
okay.
idea of what kind of game it is, what to expect. So yeah, look forward to it. It's going to be an awesome game. So Romeo's a Dead Man will be coming out next year, probably. And it'll be coming out on PlayStation,
Kind of
Xbox,
seems also a
Steam.
bit on that goofy level, kind of like the Dead Rising
We're
series.
hoping to get it on Switch too. It's not definite yet. We're still working on it. But yeah, also we're not sure if it's going to be coming out before GTA 6 or after GTA 6, or we might just go all in and release it on the same day. We're not sure yet.
That'd be a power play.
Thank you very much to Suda51 for that amazing developer interview. Up next, we're off to
Wait
the
for
world of
GTA
Dying Light:
to
The Beast, where we
say
also
the day
spoke
that
to the
they- oh,
devs
Dying
about what
Light.
makes this
Okay, fuck
latest
yeah.
installment so utterly chaotic.
Looking forward to this one. Because it looks good.
I'm Nathan Lemaire. I'm the game director for Dying Light the Beast. In Dying Light the Beast, we are playing as Kyle Crane, the returning hero from the first Dying Light. He was actually being held captive for 13 years and he was being experimented on. So when he escapes, basically he's just seeking revenge against the people that are actually like
And
used
then
him as a test
experimented
subject.
on for 13 years. That sucks.
What was important for us at the beginning for Dying Light the Beast is that we took the best from Dying Light 1, the best from Dying Light 2, and we put it together to create this kind of best experience possible. So you will get back to with a parkour that is more grounded, more physical, more closer to Dying Light 1 feeling. Same is for like the physicality and the hit reaction on zombies. Like we wanted to make a step forward and to make sure that hitting zombies just feels fun and kinda diverse. Like there is no situation that is the same. It's always like kinda renewing
that
itself
zombie's
because
jaw.
of the
It is,
physics and the
kept going.
ragdolls and so on.
I fucking love the drop kick so much. I'm glad that's back. They do talk. The
There is
runners.
also the fact that we wanted to
I
create
remember
new
that.
settings. With Castor Woods, we have created this unique kinda touristic station located in the Swiss Alps. It's a beautiful zombie apocalypse, I can say, because this is where people would go to vacations before the fall happened. A very good setting as well because it's very diverse, I would say. You have you have a city, you have industrial park, and some other biomes that make the game always kinda renewing itself. I'm super excited for people to test our new weapons, such as the flamethrower or saw blade launcher. We did put a lot of effort into making this game
I'm glad that they
very
gave
satisfying,
some of the
visually
zombies
satisfying
hair.
zombie game
I was
and
kinda
slashing
sick of all
zombie
the zombies
apocalypse.
being bald. Like, what about being a zombie means
The
you
Beast
don't have
mode is
hair
one of
anymore?
our, new
If I was a zombie, I would
feature.
never be
Like
bald.
it features a complete new skill tree, and it's really an ability that grows over time with Kyle. It's
Oh.
also a central part of the story
Crush the
itself.
skull.
And with the Beast mode, we wanted to have like this kind of very like unleashing power, where suddenly you are not a prey at all. Like you are an ultimate predator. Like you can basically smash zombies, tear them apart completely, use your ability to jump higher, run faster, and it's like really the ultimate kind of ability for Kyle Crane. So Dying Light the Beast is coming out September 19th on PS5, Xbox One X, and PC.
Steal his club and then beat him to death with it? That's badass. September 19th.
And there we have it, my friends. That was the Future Games Show Best of Gamescom. Have you enjoyed it?
We'd like to take a moment
Pretty
to formally
good.
apologise to
Pretty
your
good.
wallet. But to be fair, it's not our fault all those games look so good.
No, absolutely. Don't come for us. If you want to wish list any of the games in this show or any of our shows, go to the Future Games Show Steam page.
But until then, take care of yourselves and we'll see you soon. Bye!
Bye!
Can I go play Lego Batman then?
Yeah, go on then. Go on, off you go.
Be safe. Be nice to the other kids.
He slipped. Oh, he's crying.
Oh, God's sakes, you got plaster.
Go on, let's go. Let's go, help him.
I forgot that that's what they call band-aids over there. They call it the plaster. Alright, that was nice, short and sweet and to the point. Just a best of recap. And not gonna lie, a lot of the stuff they showed off, pretty damn good. Wow. JK. Happy you'll have noticed that I put it so whenever I turn off any like gamer video, the logo's in the background here, so it's not just a big empty square. So now you see every time that there's nothing on screen. Yeah, nice, short and sweet, lovely little recap. I think that the, and by the way, exclamation point FGS, if you want to get to the Steam page. I have on my wish list Witchspire, the Densha attack, the Hotel Barcelona. I have Deer and Boy on there. Hold on, there's one other. Got Resident Evil on there. There was another one, but that one was from the Gamescom section, I do believe. Let's scroll down my wish list. Outbound, that's the one. Outbound and Everdream Village for the others. That and the Halloween game. All of those look pretty damn good. And I am definitely looking forward to them. Yeah. Shorter stream, but just a recap. Thank you guys for showing up, for being here, for being a part of my day. I think I'm going to send you guys off over to Himawari, who's playing some Zomboid. I'm going to go relax over there too. Thank you guys so much for being here, being a part of my day, chatting with me, vibing with me, and just being all around wonderfully you. Where is his damn stream? It didn't crash, did it? No, there it is. Thank you so much for your time. I hope you enjoyed the show. I hope you enjoyed the week of just events. And I will see you tomorrow. I gotta go put out a schedule. I gotta go make a schedule. I gotta get things set. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Regular time, regular place, regular face. I'll see you then. Otsubang. Bye. Mwah.